Today, I'm going to show you how to do and talk you through a squat and especially a goblet squat all at the same time. Thanks for being here. I hope you have a great day. Watch the whole video for me, and that video is coming up right now. Right, so today I'm going to take you through how to do the goblet squat. Now, on my channel, I've got the squat, and I've got barbell back squats, but I've never actually got a video just dedicated to the goblet squat. And I absolutely adore the goblet squat. To me, it's the best squat variation there is. It's the most comfortable for the most amount of people. And that's really important because not everyone likes putting a bar on their back. Not everyone likes the difficulty of that, or they worry about how it might hurt them, maybe their back, or they're just not very good at doing them, and they just don't like it. So the goblet squat is just phenomenal. I program it with nearly all my clients a lot, and therefore that's why I thought I'd better do a completely dedicated video to it for you. Now, a goblet squat basically means that we're going to grab a dumbbell and we're just going to hold it on the front of our body here. Okay. Now, you'll see a lot of people, they might hold the weight like so, and that's okay. That doesn't matter. I personally prefer having it this way because I think it lines down the sternum a lot better, and it also doesn't encourage you to bend over the weight like this. When you're doing it, it makes you keep slightly more upright when you're doing it. The other thing I see with this when people are holding the dumbbell as well is they'll hold it with both hands here. Now that's really taxing on your biceps. And you know, if we're taking the goblet up to 20 kilos or something, that's going to be really hard. So make sure you get it in your palms like so, wrap your fingers over the top, and that's the most comfortable place for it. And then I find it sits quite nice, kind of like just underneath my ribs, and that's where I'll go. Now, all the same rules apply for the squat as they do with the goblet squat. Everyone squats differently, okay? So finding that feet position is going to be different for you, as it is for me, as it is for whoever else I'm working with. Now, some of the most important things here is you want to make sure you're giving yourself space to work into, okay? You don't want people squatting quite narrow, because then when you come down, you're really relying on ankle and knee flexibility, which not everybody has. So give yourself space to work into. You want a nice wide open space here for your body to descend into, like so. Next thing to remember when you're doing any kind of squat, goblet 2, like this, is you're just going to take your hips back and down, come down like that there. So many people think a squat is almost like a knee exercise, and they'll think more about bending the knees to the floor first, so it will look something like this. But that causes all kinds of problems again, because you're relying on mobility you probably don't have in your ankles in order to make the squat deep enough to make it worthwhile. So you want to think about this. Hands out here, take the hips back and down, and as the hips are going back and down, that's how we get in that squat position. And ideally, we're going to get to just about parallel here, then press through your heels, press through the floor to stand up nice and tall. And that is the goblet squat. Other things that you might need to just look at. Some people, when they squat, their knees cave in a little bit. That's okay. It's not ideal, it's not perfect. If you're noticing you're doing a squat and you're coming in a little bit, as long as it's not causing you any pain, that would be okay. But a good solve for that is just turn your toes out a little bit more, almost make the squat a bit more sumo-y. And then just think about wringing your thighs out and sending your knees out over your little toes, and then you can stand up from there. The other thing that you'll see quite a lot of people do, especially as this front weight, so if I was to get a heavier weight, that was 8, so let's get a 10, just for argument's sake. You'll see a lot of people when they do this, they'll come down, and because the weight's here, they'll just tilt over their body like so, and think that that's a squat. Now you want to keep your chest up. You want to think about keeping nice and open, and keeping well up. So you're looking at the people in front of you, so your chest stays nice and high, and then you really crease those hips as you come down. You can see the difference in the shape of my body as opposed to just coming down like so. Whenever you're doing a squat, don't think about depth coming from your shoulders or where your upper body finishes. It's always about where your hips finish. That's where the depth is, in the hips. It's got nothing to do with your upper body. This, okay, is about the same in terms of a squat movement as just standing like this, okay? What you're really doing when you're just doing a squat, but you're just bending over through the back like so, is it's more of an RDL type thing, and it will stretch and work out your hamstrings. which is fine. That's another exercise. That's obviously not the goblet squat. And I think that's about it. That's the goblet squat. If you have any questions, if you want to know anything else, please drop me a message, drop me a comment, drop me a like, whatever it might be, and I look forward to helping you more. Have a great day. Thanks for watching. Ciao, ciao.